What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Prompt Us podcast. I'm Gabriel, here back with the boys.
Chadriel and Zachary.
And Zachary.
There we go.
The delay.
I'm done.
Wait, what happened to your... He's gone.
I'm gone. Oh, what's up, everybody?
What's going on? What's today's prompt, boys?
Bro,
I'm just ready for it. Just give it to me.
Today's... Okay, well, there we go.
I'm sitting right here waiting for it.
I think today's fun because last week's was kind of about routines and trying to build, and we talked a lot about work, but we didn't talk a lot about play. And I think play is super necessary. I know that, so actually one thing I really try to encourage my wife in is to have more hobbies, have more things that are like life-giving and not just like it's not that your career is just like life-taking, right?
Yeah.
But you exert so much into it. And if that's all you do every day, all day, that's not a good look. And I think that we, all three of us have a new, shared love thanks to...
Yeah, Daniel Ricciardo.
I mean...
I'm pretty sure that's only me.
All I'm saying is...
Wait. Okay, we'll circle back to Daniel Ricciardo.
All I'm saying is that having some hobbies and some things that I'm just obsessed with has brought me so much joy.
Right, dude?
And I get...
Oh, my gosh.
And honestly, it makes me a happier person, and it makes me feel better about going to work knowing I enjoyed myself with something. Because I love tennis.
Yes.
And I now am obsessed with F1. And there's a bunch of other things I just absolutely love.
Thanks to who?
Thanks, dude.
I make sure whenever anyone like asks me, dude, I'm having voice lessons with Lauren, right? And she's like talking about how you're obsessed with F1. I'm like, I know. I'm so glad I got him into it. Just like really, and
it was me.
And
it was me.
I make sure to tell people that it wasn't someone else who told me about it. I got into it myself, and then I got everyone else into it.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, we can't deny it either. That's the thing.
I'm not mad at you for it either.
Listen, I'm here just trying to influence people, all right? I'm an influencer.
Bro.
I love it. But
I'm an influencer, bro. Follow me.
I really do think that we all should have hobbies. Like whether I know Tori was a dancer for a long time. I wish she would pick it up again. Mm-hmm. And with me, I love sports. Whether I'm watching, playing, or if it's video games, whatever it may be, I love sport. I love competition. Like pickleball is a new one too.
Yeah.
Where any chance I get to play, I will. Like pickleball, I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but I'm talking to the listeners actually. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I'm like, dude, we played it together.
Sorry. But it's basically if ping pong and tennis had a baby, that's what pickleball is. Mm-hmm. And it's a blast. And I've met like great people playing pickleball. And it's been something that's where I can like fully take my mind off of like the never ending, like day-to-day grind of work.
That's what's so good about sports and stuff. Even like we have a little crew here that goes and plays. We go to the park down the street and play like, whether it's like basketball or spike ball or something like that. Even like we played ultimate frisbee like a few weeks ago, and just being able to do something.
When we played frisbee, that was the best.
Oh,
frisbee golf, dude.
Frisbee
that was
golf.
Actually so good.
It's so fun, bro.
I would pay money to watch you guys play frisbee golf.
It was so funny.
Dude, I was freaking crushing it at one point.
And
I know you look at
one
me
good
I'm
throw.
It was like the first time he'd thrown a frisbee in like a decade, and he like started doing well, and we're like, what the heck is happening right now?
But by the end, it was cooked.
It was all over. There was like a few holes, and we were just like, all right, there it goes.
Yeah.
Anyway. Having something, especially something that that like focuses your mind so much, that can fully take your mind off of the worries of life or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's why I like playing sports so much, because it's just you have to focus and think, and you're removing your mind from like everything else that is like could be stressing you out or whatever. And especially if you're doing it with people who you enjoy being around and are friends and stuff, like it's a community thing. It's like a stress relieving thing. And if you're playing sports, it's an exercise thing as well. You know what I mean? Like it checks so many boxes that's good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. I mean, I thought running would be my hobby, but running's actually been a weird way for me to think more about life in a bigger picture. So I'm like, dang it, I need to find another hobby. Like I need something else, because I really wanted running to be like, yeah, all I can think about is how much my legs hurt, which is true. But also, which is probably not good. I actually should get better shoes. But it's like, I'm just so everyone knows, my feet are stuffed. But I kind of had to like really find something. So Chelsea and I, our hobby is like watching TV shows, which is such a mind numbing thing. But it's just like something we can talk about all the time. Like we're watching Modern Family. I don't know why. Second episode in a row. We just have to let you guys know that Chad and I are watching Modern Family right now.
Cute.
And it's just like such a good, like Chelsea will like reference Modern Family during the day. And it's kind of just like those moments in the day where you're like, oh, I'm not thinking about work. I'm just laughing at Chelsea. Like it's really wholesome. Like it just kind of takes me away from like, I'm so stressed about this thing I'm working on. Oh, that's a real funny Costco meme from Modern Family, Chelsea. Good shout. Good reference. Like
it's almost like this.
Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think about my hobbies, but I don't know if I've got like any exclusively big ones. I do want to play more sport though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost nice to just have a distraction because it feels like the world is vying for every minute or every second of your day, you know, like just pushing you to want more and to produce more and to consume more. And what I love about sports or, you know, other hobbies is just that it's just what Gabe was saying, where I remember back in college, I was a part of some intramural like football and softball teams, which by the way is a blast. But at the time, I was a double major, double minor in business and some other like minors and stuff. And I remember being on third base playing softball. It was like 8 p.m. and it was a little bit slower game, you know, because it's not like it's a super high pitched or it's not a super high paced game. And I remember sitting on third base thinking to myself, I should be sending emails right now for internships. And I had this like identity crisis where I was like, I have a problem. I genuinely was sitting on third base, and imagine if a ball just came and hit me in the nuts. Can you imagine if that happened?
Balls to the balls.
Yeah. That's a callback from last episode, by the way. That was awesome.
Thanks, dude, that was good.
Dude, I've been making too many YouTube videos. My comedy switch is like always like at least half turned on.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I'm kind of right now, but whatever.
What'd you say?
I was, Zach, cut this out. I'll say I'm kind of half turned on. Don't put that in, Zach. You can't put that in there.
Yeah, whatever, bro.
But I was saying that I definitely realized that I had a problem where I needed time to disconnect because you know what's crazy, Zach?
Yeah.
Because Gabe's on his phone right now.
No, I'm trying to find like
the call out.
No,
the call out.
Yeah,
Slam.
I know. Sorry. I'm trying to find somewhere
He's
where
just on TikTok. He's just looking for new video ideas real quick.
No, I'm trying to find other things that can help start the conversation. I just typed in like the importance of having hobbies, and I'm trying to find like an article that can help like facilitate more conversation.
I feel you. So
have you seen this Charlie video?
Bro, check out my hobby scrolling through TikTok.
I think this feels like a weird flex, but I studied the Renaissance in college. I studied like art history, and something that was really mind blowing is that if you look at some art from say really from any age, but the 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, you'll see adults playing. You'll see adults like with like wheels and playing, like doing different games. And it's interesting because now if you see art, you never see adults playing. Like it's like we forgot how to play. Mm-hmm. It's like you hit a certain age. It's like, you know, kids have play dates where they literally have days and times set to go play and have fun. And then back in that time, you literally, I'm looking at artwork that people where it's like, it's real life, right? Where someone basically took a photo and you can see adults actually playing.
Dude, I forget which book. It might be Atomic Habits or Essentialism or something. But one of the authors talks about it specifically, like as adults in our new, like super fast paced moving society, we don't play anymore.
Yeah.
That's something that I respect so much about my father-in-law is like, he literally, he has like toys of things.
He's good at that, dude.
He's so good at it. Literally like when we were in Australia, one of the nights we just snapped together a bunch of Hot Wheels tracks and sent Hot Wheels flying through the whole house just because it was fun.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? And like, there's those things where I'm like,
dude.
yeah, it's just, but it was actually fun as adults. And it's like you know, my whole like Legos thing, you know, you're an adult and you're just like, oh yeah, Legos are for kids until you like finally build a Lego set again. You're just like, this was
so you realize it's actually not
the greatest thing.
So what do you think it does for you? Just speaking just speak openly about, I mean, like, why do you think you enjoy it so much?
It's definitely something specifically with Legos too. You have to like think while you're building. And I think a lot of the things that I like to, I guess, hobbies that I like to do, I want it to really take, because it's so hard for me to take my brain off of
and shut it off.
yeah, just like to be thinking. I'm constantly thinking about something, so I need to do something very specific and I need to be very intentional with the things that I do to take my mind off of the other things that could be fighting for my attention, essentially. So like Legos is great because you're reading through a manual, putting pieces together, you're like building something. Like you need to concentrate, you know? And I mean, there's so many things, right? Like it's the part of my childhood, Star Wars. Like it's a Star Wars Lego, so like all the things is like, oh my gosh, this is a Lego set I wish I could have as a kid, and now I did a brand deal, so I can, you know. And I don't know. I'm trying to think what else. Like, I think playing is just actually really important, you know. And like the version that we do. As adults is sports and things because I guess it's more culturally acceptable than like setting up a Hot Wheels track as like two adults and setting Hot Wheels, you know, but
that's interesting.
It's in a way the same thing. Like when Russ and I initially started making board games, that came from us just like wanting to make a board game because we were literally playing with pieces of things on a table. And you know, when you're a kid, you literally make up a game. Think of the last time you're a kid and you're like, okay, well, what if you go over there and I take this thing and you put your things your hands in a circle and I try and like throw it through the thing.
And you do it for like 6 hours straight.
And you're just like, and I'll do it 5 steps away, and then if I make it, I can do it 10 steps away, and until you go, and then it's your turn. You know what I mean? Like that's all you did as a kid. And it's like, when did that stop?
VeggieTales song is so good.
Have you seen the new VeggieTales episode? Buzzsaw Woody, right? Or what is it? Buzzsaw Billy or something? You know
What's that?
Bro, you remember that VeggieTales episode? The freaking Buzzsaw toy, Buzzsaw Billy or something?
Yes, dude. Now all I can remember is that God's word is for everyone.
Now that a song is done, we'll take a look.
Getting that Christian demographic. Let's go.
So for me, the thing that I think hobbies do for me, because I would say probably my second favorite hobby is reading. I read a lot of sci-fi fantasy.
Ooh.
Like I don't always read self-help books because they like.
I didn't know that about you.
I feel clocked in, dude. I mean, I've cranked out some books. I'm talking like,
bro,
I cranked out some books.
Talking about sci-fi fantasy. Have you seen Dune?
No, I haven't seen it, but someone else told me to watch it yesterday.
It was one of the most beautiful pieces of cinema to look at.
Dang.
It's definitely a thinker. Like I need to go back and like watch it again to like fully wrap my brain around, do I enjoy this as like fully like as a film and a story and stuff. And I did, like I was very into it and trying to like piece stuff together, but it's like it's not Star Wars or Marvel where you don't really need to think a whole lot and you're just like, man, this action's sick. You know?
Yeah.
You're really piecing together, like he's having like visions of the future and it's like, it's a thinker.
Yeah. I like that because it allows my imagination just to run wild with stuff that I otherwise wouldn't really be able to think of or have time, or I would just be thinking about work and stuff. But like some of the sci-fi fantasy books I read, it's like, dude, I legitimately would almost get kicked out of class in college because I would not be paying attention. I'll just be reading my books.
No way.
Because, I mean, all they do is read from PowerPoints. It's like you just pay, go back and listen to our college episode.
Go back and listen to our college episode.
Yeah, the most fiery one. But no, it's
the
a
most
thing where
disliked episode of all time.
Well, I'm just saying. I feel like a lot of people found freedom from that one. But,
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So
the reviews were mixed, to say the least.
Yeah. So for me, reading is a big one because it allows me to, number one, just shut my brain off, like what you're saying, but it also allows me to imagine things. I can think freely.
Yes.
Because it takes you to a whole different world, and it's very, very fun for me.
Yeah, so good. I've been reading I love reading CEO books because it's kind of like, feels like it's productive because I'm learning, but also it's fully the same thing, Chad. Like it feels like another world. That really stuck with me when you said that, because if you can have a hobby that just takes you completely out of your circumstance, that's like a gift. Like that's such a strength that you can have if you can do that. I'm not good at that. Like I wish that I was better at like separating myself from my world and just enjoying a different story or enjoying something completely left field, you know? That's awesome, dude. It's so good. I'm like reading this Bob Iger book right now. Disney, big dog Disney man.
Big dog Disney man.
It's
Big
just
dog Bob.
wild listening to these stories that I'm like, I will never experience that. Like, even if I were to become CEO of Disney, I would never, ever, like,
Did you see
I would
Zach's
never,
face?
ever
Like,
experience the same way.
Disney, if you're listening.
Disney, I'm right here.
I'm free. I got some time. So, no, but like,
Like I'm good at
But, like,
Notion.
I'm
And by the way, Disney,
get
my
those
green
Disney
zone is from
systems popping.
6 to 10. So if you could, those could be my working hours. That'd be great.
Oh my
but like, just like hearing those stories, man. Like I was the same with like the Steve Jobs one. Like that is definitely a hobby because there's a difference between, I guess, reading a book about like leadership and all that kind of stuff, and then like you're saying, Chad, reading these books that are completely different worldly. Like I've never understood why that's dope until the last few years of reading these books about other people's stories that are so beyond my understanding. But that's so exciting. Like I love it. I've almost finished it. I started 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I'm just like jacked on it.
Dude, and it
Yeah,
pays
it's so good, man.
dividends too, because there's some hobbies that I have. It's almost like, dude, you got to share one in a minute. Let me finish this, but then this is going to lead into you. I feel like
All right.
hobbies have like opened up some doors for me too, where
Yeah.
like, so for example, today, actually, Tor and I had a really big call with this new agency we're working with, blah, 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 blah. And I asked one of the people I'm talking to, I'm like, hey, do you like anime by chance? And he was like, why? And I was like, have you ever read Death Note? It's one of my favorite animes. And he was like, yeah. I'm like, you look just like L from Death Note. And he just lost it. And honestly, we're going to have a better working relationship because we have a common interest. And so I know that some of the best people that I've met and the people that I get to do life with are people that you have similarities. It's like, oh, you like to do that too? Fun. Or, oh, you went through that too? Like when people have things in common, it just brings you closer. And Gabe has had literally the most best luck ever recently with his F1 like connections. And honestly, it's like a dream.
Do you want me to just
go through it.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty soon we're going to be sponsored by F1.
Okay, so I start my F1 kick.
But in the meantime, listen to this ad.
So
God. Just like an F1 car.
Zach just farted a little bit. He was like, that was so good.
It's
I was
so
holding
good.
it in. I was holding it in. Hop.
Okay, so do I just start?
I would just share this, just like how you got into F1. Now all your friends are in F1, but then also like, then you're on airplanes and connecting with all these Instagram people or whatever from.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, I don't want to sound like.
No, you don't have
this-
to explicitly.
No. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah. Okay. I'll say things, because I don't want to be like calling people out.
Yeah, I wouldn't
know.
mention any names.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
anything. Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. So, coming back from Australia, Jess and I are in the check-in line, and we got past like the COVID checkpoint where you got to show your negative test and all this stuff. So we're in the check-in line. We got past that, and the person behind us, Jess overhears them asking at like the COVID checkpoint that's behind us that he's going to Miami. And I'm like, oh, no way. Sick. Walks in. Jess is like, oh, that guy said he's going to Miami, by the way. So I'm like, all right, fine. I'll be an extrovert today and talk to someone who's going to Miami since I was flipping born there.
Yoo-hoo!
You know, so I'm like, yoo-hoo, Miami, Miami, hola.
It's like the Jennifer
Oh my
Lopez song or
gosh.
whatever it is.
What?
What's
Which
that
one?
song? Gosh, oh my gosh. Miami. Well, how's it go? This is like old
I have
school.
no idea what you're
Oh
talking
my
about. bro.
Dang
gosh.
Anyway, do I continue with the story
Yes,
or do we wait
yes.
for Zach to fall off his chair like he almost just did?
Dude, every episode.
Anyway, so I'm in line. I go, oh, what's up? I heard you were going to Miami. You know, that's my wife and I live just north of there. Like, I was born there. What takes you to Miami?
Mhm.
And he's like, oh, I'm going there for work. And then I hear he has an Australian accent. So I'm like, oh, what takes you there for work? You being
Yeah.
Australian,
Yeah.
going to Miami for work. And he's like, oh, I'm actually going to run the Formula One race
Okay.
in Miami because they just added. This is like not that long after we had found out that they added Miami.
Yeah, this was like maybe a month or two after. Or
I don't.
something,
Yeah,
right?
however long after that we found out that they added Miami to next year's calendar. and they're going to start building a track here in South Florida for Formula One.
Just so everyone knows, there's like 23 races a year for F1, right? And they basically are in a new country every race, pretty much, right? And so the U.S. has one, like North America, right? Or I'm sorry, like it's the Circuit of the Americas. So the Americas has only one race, and that's in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, well, Canada. There's technically one in Canada. That's not what's not on the calendar this year. But anyway, whatever. They're few and far between.
So to get another one,
so the fact that it's in Miami was already like a dub for the crew, you know, a dub for the squad. So this guy, like, he said that, and I literally slapped my bag, and I was like, I love Formula One. And
Son of a bitch.
I'm like,
you just immediately kiss him.
So anyway, I was like, dude, you don't understand. I love you. And no, but anyway, we just started, I was just chatting with him, and it was just like, it was one of those moments where I was like, that is so sick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if he had told that to me 5 months before that, I would have been like, oh, Formula One, is that, like, that's like car racing, right?
Go-karts.
Formula One, is that like a baby formula? So anyway, that was one thing that happened, but I go to the race in Austin, which technically was this past weekend as of recording this, but it was a few weekends ago when you're listening. And well, no, before this, I messaged, there's a Formula One podcast that I like to listen to. And one of the guys on it, he's like the host, and it's part of their YouTube channel as well. I was like, you know what? Let me just DM him on Instagram and just tell him that, like, I like his show. Just like to be nice. I'm on like this, like, let me positively network with people because I've always been really bad at it, but I really want to like meet people who are good at what they do and just like connect with people more. So I was like, let me just DM him, whatever. DM'd him, messaged back. So we go back and forth, and it was like super cool. Like, I was able to talk to this guy who I'd been listening to his podcast for a while.
So
and, and I'd been watching his YouTube videos a bunch. Oh, and I got a cough. I just threw up in the corner. All right, I'm good. So anyway, that happened. I go to the Formula One race in Austin. While I'm there, I see there's a YouTuber that I follow that I saw he was there. So I DM'd him, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so sick that you're here. Didn't know you were into Formula One. Pretty sure he has no idea who I am. I just decided to DM him just because I'm like on this kick. I'm just like, I'm going to reach out to people. Whatever. I don't give a crap if they judge me. And he DM'd me back. And I was like, what the heck? I was not expecting that. And we just started talking about Formula One and karting and all this stuff. And I'm like ready to start a new hobby of going karting. Yeah. And like actually like start just on Saturdays, go karting for fun.
It gives so much life. Like, honestly, I'm not saying just Formula One, but having a hobby and connecting with people. Yeah. And there's so much joy wrapped up in it.
It's not like you're trying to make an empty connection, you know? And these are people that like, they had YouTube channels or whatever. I mean, not the guy who I met on the plane, but you know, these people that are kind of in the same field of work as me, whether it's YouTube or, you know, media and stuff like that. But I wasn't connecting over like
YouTube or the podcast, you're connecting over a mutual love.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't trying to like use them in any way to like, let's collab or whatever it is. I was just like, there was this mutual hobby that we liked, this mutual, not attraction.
This mutual interest.
That's it. Oh my gosh. Wow. My homeschool brain just like flipped on for a second. Anyway, this mutual interest. And yeah, I don't know. It was just super cool to be able to like talk with these people and chat with them. And anyway, whatever.
No, it's super wholesome because honestly, it's like hobbies have brought me some of the most joy in life. Like, I love work, but I also like, there's been times when like you're sitting with people watching a game or you're doing whatever, then like your team scores and you just go wild and everyone like gets
kissing
jacked.
Everyone and hugging everyone.
I love it. And honestly, it reduces stress levels. And I think in a world that literally runs on stress, like this world runs on stress, having things that help you de-stress, because you're going to remember, like, not only do you need to practice things that don't stress you out, but you need to do things that help you become de-stressed. Like it's almost like as a believer, as believers, we don't just try to do the right thing. we need to make things right. There's a big difference where we don't just like, oh, I'm a Christian, so I don't do X, Y, Z. No. We need to love those that are marginalized. We need to go out of our way to make things right. And it's the same thing with when it comes to what we do with our free time. And there's that quote that I've said, I think, a few times where a person's character isn't for what they do from 9 to 5, but for what they do from 5 to 9. You know, because you ever like had some funky thoughts, right? You're like, wow, like I just met this very professional flight attendant, but who are they really? You know, there's no way that they're this person all the time. You know what I mean? And so you can really tell what a person's like for what they do from 5 p.m. to 9 a.m. And so for me, I love finding things that are wholesome, connecting with people that are going to give life, and we give life back to them. And so hobbies provide so many levels of like healing and restoration and de-stress, and just using your free time wisely instead of just aimlessly scrolling on the talk. Is there people call it the talk?
The talk?
The TikTok.
Oh my gosh. I was like, what the heck is the talk?
I was like, what are you talking about?
I love that it's like 30, I mean, sorry, it's like 2 minutes of pure, did you just fart? Did someone just fart? What was that noise?
No, I didn't fart.
Oh,
I love how you like, I was like, do you smell something? I'm like, you just smelled a fart, and pointed at Zach and went, did you fart?
I just heard like a little.
I kind of have to fart though, to be honest.
Okay.
Hold on.
All I was saying was that
I do need to fart.
I had like 2 minutes of pure motivation.
There's no way. There's no way.
I can't.
Does it smell?
End the episode. We're at 30 minutes.
It kind of smells. Just like whiff it up into the room.
This is like the one time I'm glad I'm not there. You know what I mean? Every episode I'm like, oh, I miss my boys. No,
dude,
not right now.
Chad is out of the building. All right. So what are we talking about?
Hey, welcome back to the Prompters podcast with Gabe and Zach.
And Daniel Ricardo.
Chad is. Oh, man. I have a quick question to ask them, because you guys sound like you have like hobbies covered. But for me, my hobby is like, I love making videos, which is sick, but at some point it will become work. So like, how do I find new hobbies? Like what, I know that seems really obvious, but like, how do I find something that I can like, is it like Chad's cool Illuminati triangle thing where it's like, take your passions and like, take your, you know what I'm saying? Or like,
not only did you just roast me, hobbies, but you went super deep right there. That was hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Conspiracy theories are my hobbies. I love conspiracy theories.
I watch a lot of conspiracy theory with the stuff. Whatever.
No, but do you know what I mean? Like, what
it's the
would
Chuck
you recommend? Like somebody like all they
me.
do is work. Like how, Chad, you say you get Tori to do it all the time. Like, how do you encourage like a new hobby, or how do you yourself find a new hobby?
Yeah, I think a hobby for me is something you do for yourself and yourself alone. And you can do it with people, but it's for yourself. Like for me, I love anime. I don't care if anyone else likes anime. I love it. Like I've spent hours on hours and hours reading and watching anime, and I don't need to do it to be a part of anything. I just do it because I really enjoy it. And I think as you choose a hobby for you, it should be something that you do that brings life to you. Like for me, I love tennis because tennis is like a chess match. People don't realize that, but it's like a physical chess match where you construct a point. Where it's almost like the Austin Formula 1 race where whenever Max pitted early, people are like, what? But it's a chess match. People like are.
I was just gonna say it's a chess match. You plan your overtake.
Yeah,
12 corners ahead, baby.
You do. Yeah. And so for me, I think whatever you can do that brings you life, you would know because you're on the sim.
I'm gonna go karting soon. I would know.
You would. And so, but I think whenever you start monetizing it, it starts to lose what it gives you. You know what I mean?
It's something. You flip the switch of it being pure enjoyment, zero stress, to automatically there's a level of stress that is added to it.
Yeah.
Because you need to achieve some sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like, you know, like you were saying, making videos, you know, it's a hobby. For me, making videos was a hobby until it turned into work.
Until stacks.
Totally.
Till flipping money, bro. No, I don't know why I said that. It's getting late.
But that's why I mentioned that, because I'm aware that
freaking brand deals.
I want to get to the point that it is work, so I need to prepare in a weird way.
Yeah, so I think I would definitely choose like one or two that aren't for work.
Well, dude, you're already into F1
and pennyboarding,
running.
I do love skateboarding. I have a heap of hobbies. What am I on about? Yeah, scrap that.
Yeah, but
Scrap the whole podcast.
But even like trying to do it with other people too. You know what I mean? Like even, I have my little
Toby and I skate all the time, bro. It's so cute.
Oh, heck yeah, dude. That's great.
Yeah, bro. But you're so right, though. The other people thing is actually where a hobby really thrives.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's super cool to do something on your own, but Chad talking to someone else about anime is where it's like, oh, yeah, that was good. This is fulfilling.
Yeah.
Yeah, even like I have my little sim racing setup, but I want to get to the point where I can like hop online with people and actually like socialize. I mean, I'm not in person with anyone, but just like, end of a work day, hop on for an hour, do some races with people. Yeah, like that would be a great way to switch off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So what I'm saying
100%.
is you both need to get a sim racing wheel so we can race together.
Dude, guess people just going to have to subscribe so we can make some more cash and then we'll be good.
I'm not against it. I'm not against it at all. I just gotta save. So it's like, I'm not against it at all.
Building a house, build a sim rig.
Yeah.
Seriously, though.
Dude, they're close.
That's not even a joke, bro.
I know.
Dropped $15K on my sim rig house deposit.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, they're not that expensive. I like dropped a few $100.
And it's almost like, Zach, with music too. Like, I know that music you've had like a really interesting relationship with music in terms of like, why you're creating it and then like trying to market it and then stopping and then, you know what I mean? Going back and forth and stuff. And, I don't know how it is for you right now too, Gabe, but at what point do you just do music because you're creative and you love music? Like, could you be in that place now that you have your full business up and going?
And that's, I am. Yeah, 100%.
Bro, you got tons of hobbies.
I just love playing guitar. Yeah, what was I even talking about, bro? Maybe I was just doing it for the drama.
No. I mean,
I was just trying to retention rate.
Music is a hobby technically, and you're able to do it because you love it, because you have the other business actually making your income, but you're still making money from music, and you're still like, there's still a career there. It's not a full hobby where it's like, oh yeah, on Saturdays I'm just gonna go do this with the boys.
Like Formula One has only cost me money. It's only cost me money. I have not, you know what I mean?
That's such a good way to put it.
It's only cost me money. Yeah. And so,
is your hobby making you money or costing you money?
Yeah, it's definitely cost me money.
Oh my gosh, that's actually hilarious. I wonder how like relatable that is to people though. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, especially like people in college and stuff like that. That I feel like most people like have their hobbies or something like that. But even in college, actually, this is great to talk about. That shouldn't be the barrier to it, because like in college, school's costing them money and only costing them money, but that's their work.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you got to be able to detach.
Well, something's always got to cost, right? Something costs you time. Like working costs you time, college costs you money and time. Like
hobbies cost you time and money.
Right now.
Yeah.
What?
Like
just roast college.
Let's just go off on college right now.
It's a line of work that doesn't make you money. Another reason why college sucks.
I just feel like,
all right, boys, how do we wrap up?
That was a joke, by the way, everyone.
Yeah.
In case you were
that was a joke.
Curious.
I feel like a lot of people misheard us on that college episode. I feel like there's a lot of like people wanting to be upset with what we're saying.
Wait. We should revisit this next episode.
Oh,
revisiting the college episode.
Subscribe down below.
Yeah. I can see it now, reacting to your hate comments.
Oh my.
Oh no.
I'm kidding.
Why we got canceled?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So how do we wrap this up? Guys, what did we learn today?
I learned that
because we know.
Oh my.
That's what I was gonna do. Chad started talking and I was like, crap, I couldn't get it in quick enough.
That is so funny.
But what did we learn today, boys? Truly.
Here's what I'll say is time shared is time well spent. And when we get to choose how we spend our time with those that we love or that we're, building our community, it's such a special time for us to de-stress and to do things that are giving us life and not just taking away. In a world that just wants to take, it's important to do things that give. So
all I do is win, no matter what.
Yo, what's up, guys? Thank you so much for watching this episode of Prompt Us. Make sure to go to promptuspodcast.com to submit your own prompts, and we will see you in the next one.